But again, doing the right thing sounds easy, but sometimes it can be the hardest thing to do. Like, I don't know if it's how you're brought up, how you're conditioned, but doing the right thing sounds easy until it's time to do the right thing. Because being a good person, you would think, is about honesty, compassion, caring, helping. But why do I find these things so hard? Like when I go online, it's all hate. Like I don't know if it's to do with the content that's being put out, but the amount of comments that are just hate, like even on what can seem the most wholesome content, like it's just you go in the comments and it's just hate. And I think the internet and social media is becoming a bit of a monster. Like I think it's affecting people's mental health. People are stuck indoors and they're spending all their time and they're being consumed by social media. I know that's ironic, me sitting here recording myself like a weirdo, but I've got no friends, so that's my excuse. But it's got to be hard for people when they're trying to do the right thing and make positive content, and all you see in the comments is negativity. Like, and back in the day, well, not even back in the day, not long ago, you've got your lol cows who people like to rip the piss out of and laugh at. And I kind of understand that. I mean, most of them surely, well, there's a few that don't know that are delusional, like, but I think a lot of them play into it. And there's even a couple of fitness content creators who have lent right into the hate, like, and it's rage bait, basically. It's making people furious and it's working. And they're obviously getting paid off that, but I don't know how good that's going to be for you. I mean, you'd have to not read the comments. But then some of these people, especially the one that I'm thinking of, he replies to every comment fighting for his life. But it can't be good for your mental health, like. And I think this whole right versus left nonsense as well, that just can't be good for your mental health. I'm 44 and honestly, I've never got into politics. I'm probably not clever enough. But one thing I do know for a fact is it hasn't mattered which party is in power. It's the same shit. You've still got to get up and go to work. You've still got to pay your taxes. The bills still keep going up. The food prices still keep going up. It doesn't matter who's in. And one thing you realise, it happens in America as well. It's happened with the last election in the UK. They tell you all these promises to get elected, and then they don't do any of it. And in fact, they do the opposite of what they've told you. And they're meant to be for the people, but it just doesn't seem to apply. Like, it's all red tape, and oh, well, we can't do this because of that. And that's another thing that gets people mad online, like going at it. I mean, it's got to a point. I mean, it's the Americanization of social media, basically. It's got to a point like on Instagram, there'll be like a cute cat video, and you can go in the comments and you can guarantee someone mentions Trump and everyone starts flipping their lid. It's like, can we not just leave him out of this post about kittens? Like, I don't get it, like, but he's obviously a polarizing character, like. He knows how to wind people up, but you shouldn't have the lead out of the. With America's like being the president in America, it's like you're the leader of the world almost. He shouldn't be on Twitter and Instagram posting videos of boats getting blown up. Man, that's crazy. And again, with like hate and the stuff that's going on with ICE in America, we're seeing all that all over the media. and just the hate from both sides. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Like, on a human level, it can never be right to be going around yanking people that have lived there for years, that have got family. But then on the other hand, you kind of understand with the law, I would never expect to just go and sneak into a country and be able to live there. If I get caught, they're going to want us to leave. Like, is that not just, like, I'm sure you learn that, like, in first school. But, like everything, there's so much to it. It's not just you can't put a blanket statement over stuff. But everyone's getting riled up online about it. Like, it's crazy. And then you switch on the news and it's all just tragedy after tragedy. And people are petrified. And they're just getting bombarded with it. But then you look on a smaller scale, on a personal level, it's like you've got all this sympathy for people halfway across the world or people in the Middle East. And like I've said, like, my heart goes out to anyone that's in the middle of conflict. It must be terrible, like. But these people who are on their high horse about it and stuff, it's like, well, what's happening where you live? Do you know your neighbour's name? Do you know the person down from his name? Do you know how they're getting on? Do you know how they're coping? Because I bet you don't. What do you do for your community? You know, if we all started looking after each other and looking after the communities we live in, you can make the world a bit of a better place, like. Never mind focusing on what's happening on the other side of the world, what's out of your hands. I get protesting and showing the people in power that you're upset with it, but if we learn anything from the riots last year or the year before, time flies, like, it might have been 2024, but they locked that shit down straight away. And that poor lass, that Lucy, going to jail for a tweet or putting a Facebook post. It was a stupid thing to say. We shouldn't be going to jail for posting something online. Words. But that's where it's got to. And I think they've just, unfortunately, had a load of people post something online and someone high up's basically put his hand in a bag, pulled the name out. Oh, Lucy, that was her tweet. And they made an example out of that. And you know for a fact, no one's going to be writing stuff like that anymore. Because if they're prepared to pull a woman away from her kids, well, I'm making an assumption. I don't know if she had kids, but do you know what I mean? Like, they're not messing about. And then anyone who went and protested and got a bit a bit angry with the cops, and that's someone from Hartlepool who threw something in the direction of a policeman and a dog. It didn't hit anyone, and he got 3 months in jail. I'm not condoning throwing stuff at police officers, but they just shut it down. And it's like that march in London. They say there was 100,000 people there. It looked like there was 3 million people there. But what has that changed? And then all the Palestinian marches. No one in the government seems to care. And the only way, I think, personally, that you could make a dot of a difference to what they want to do, I think, is everyone would have to stop working. They'd have to pick a week and everyone not go to work. And I mean everyone. It's not going to happen, like, because people have got bills to pay, rent, mortgages, children, people who need them, people to provide for. And you kind of just stop, you know, like, people will not do it. They won't, like, people have got too much to lose. But I think that's why they do keep in this state of fear all the time. And the only press you seem to get's bad press. The only stories you get, it's depressing, like. And like I've said, like, my heart goes out to anyone in conflict. Luckily, I live in the UK, like, I've been brought up in the UK. I don't have to deal with that at the minute. So I can't imagine what they're going through. But at the minute where I am in the northeast, I need to start looking after mine and my own life. Like I say, do you know your neighbour's name? The lad who sits outside the shops begging. Have you ever spoke to him? Do you know how he's doing? Do you know if he's got a roof over his head? Do you know if he needs any help? There's a litter all outside where you live. The other thought maybe it's cleaning up a bit, or joining the local community that maybe does a bit of cleaning up, or volunteer and help with your community or with the kids. If they're local football team kids, could you go and help, even put the cones out for them? You know, like, there's so much we could be doing to like uplift each other and help each other, but yet everyone's just focused on the negative, the rage and the fury, and it's like everyone's whipped up into a frenzy. And I think I'm not conspiratorial, and I don't delve into many conspiracy theories, even though I do think there are a few. But like, it's almost like they want to keep everyone divided and at each other's throats because they don't want people to be united and unified. Like you say, they always used to bring up race and religion as a divider, but there's never been any of that where I live. Everyone gets along. There's people of all religions and all races, and everyone gets along. There's no one group plotting against another. We all live here and we all get on and we all say hello to each other and the kids all play with each other and that's it. But the media would have you believe that we all hate each other and we're all trying to take power and do this and do that, but it's nonsense. Like, I think we need to start focusing on community and the people you love, like, and put the effort into that like you put into these other things online, these groups you're in online with people that you don't know and haven't met, that maybe live in different countries. You are all united to fight for this one goal, and I understand some of them are important there, but what about your community? What about the people around you, the people who are struggling? You know, maybe think about them next time. And another thing, I often see like people who write negative comments, and then maybe the person who posted will write, "Oh, you must be so sad, you must be so unhappy." I speak for myself, like, but there's been times when I'm the happiest I can be, and I might post something negative on a post. It's just, it happens, like, and it doesn't mean you're the scum of the earth. But I made a conscious decision to stop doing that, because you've got to think what it's like for them to read stuff. And I mean, just jokes. Like, I've never been really personally attacked anyone, but I just cut it out. Like when I got sober and stuff, I was like, you know what? If I don't like what someone's put online, I'll just scroll past, like. And then I'll comment on the stuff I enjoy. And then the algorithm feeds you that. It's like my mate. He's a farmer. Obviously, he butchers his own animals sometimes. And every day at work, he's like, "Oh, these bloody vegans on Facebook." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "All these vegans." I'm like, "How many vegans do you know in real life?" "Well, I think such and such as cousins, boyfriends, mom might." Well, exactly, there's none, man. It's because you're engaging in it online, commenting on it. The Facebook's giving you it all the time because they want you to be engaged. They want to addict you. They want you hooked on the algorithm. Swipe, swipe, swipe. What is it? Doom scrolling. Nah, man. Sack that. You need to just cut out the negativity. Block out the noise. If you're on social media, because we're all going, you know. When I have my coffee in the morning before I go to work, like, you're going to have a quick scroll, but just don't comment negative stuff, like, and keep your comments for the people that you enjoy seeing and the content that you like. And, you know, if more and more people did that, then there might be a bit of a better place, but only time will tell. So that was me little rant for today anyway. Have fun.